So we come back to this diagram. This is a very important diagram because this diagram will help us more and more understand. I hope you have learned something from this diagram. This really helps us understand what's going on in the mind, right? How are we getting stressed and why the mind is disturbing itself. The mind actually has two parts, the emotional part and the thinking part, the rational part, and they are disturbing. But thinking part is able to also make its own decision. And this is the very important thing, to allow the thinking part to pay attention to the present moment and to be aware. That's why mindfulness is about using the thinking part and not allowing the emotional part to disturb us. And one of the first use of the thinking part is to pay attention to the body. What is happening to my body? Be conscious and aware of bodily conditions. Be aware of what happens to your heartbeat, your breathing, your forehead and your eyes. That means the tension here in the front part of your face, right? The jaw, the tongue and the teeth, right? Sometimes we find our teeth grinding at each other. When you realize that is happening, you know that you are unconsciously emotionally aroused. You are already very emotionally excited. And the neck and the shoulders, the arm and the hand and the fist and the abdomen and the stomach, various parts of your body are tensed, including the leg, the thigh, the calf, right? And facial expression are being tensed up, your cheeks and even your voice. So be aware that when these things are happening in your body, that your mind is already disturbed. You need to calm down. And how do you calm down? John Kabat-Zinn said, stopping is a radical act. So you learn to pause, which is to stop whatever you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing, stop, pause, relax, and then only think. So these are actually what we call the 3-step self-compassion. Learning to pause means you allow time for this emotional excitement and the anxiety that's going on inside you to calm down. And at the same time, the hormones that has been released, you're giving the reaction time to subside. It's like turning off the fan. It takes time before the fan can stop spinning. The fan cannot stop spinning right away. And then allow yourself to relax deeper, further, and then using the breathing as part of it. Some of the breathing exercises. The best one to use, as we pointed out earlier, is this diaphragmatic breathing. So use the diaphragmatic breathing, and this will relax your body and calm your mind very quickly, consciously, because when you're focused on that, it will do. And then only when your whole body is relaxed and then your mind is calm and composed, then only you are ready to think what to do next. And therefore you can purposefully focus on wholesome and beneficial response to the problem. Then only you are able to overcome whatever is that stressful condition that made you so upset and so unhappy. Because this psychologist William James has said it before, the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Now I'm going to show you a little tip on emotional intelligence by one of the great authors of emotional intelligence books, and that is Daniel Golemen. He talked about how to handle stress and using this thing called the 3 windows of opportunity.
Stress isn't really so much in the things that happen in your life. It's really in how we react to them. And we can do something about those reactions. There are 3 windows of opportunity when it comes to handling the stress in our lives. The first is to do something to change things for the better. You know, whatever's the cause of the stress, if you can change it, do it. The second is in how you see it, changing the way you perceive what's happening. I once heard a wonderful line from a television preacher. It goes like this: something good is going to happen to you today. I love that line. That is so great. You don't know what it is. It's a wonderful thought because it allows the possibility that what may seem so bad at first has an upside, that there's a silver lining to that cloud, right? Now, if we can't change the things that are happening to us and we can't change how we see it, then we're left with a third opportunity, and that's handling the way our body and our mind react to these things. See, when the body is stressed, the emotional centers flood the body with stress hormones. And this makes it do things like shunt blood from the arms and the legs into the organs. It's a fight or flight response. It pumps up our blood pressure, speeds up our heartbeat. It steals energy, actually, from the immune system, it turns out, to get us ready for an emergency. It's what's called the fight or flight response. You've heard about that. Now, if that response gets triggered day after day, week after week, and month after month, over years, what happens is the biological system in our body that's most susceptible genetically, that's most reactive, is going to start to develop a stress-caused disease. You know, if you're a cardiovascular reactor, you're going to get high blood pressure. If you react in your gut, you're going to get problems there, and so on throughout the body. That's how stress over years and years leads to disease. It speeds up the process of coming down with the disease. So constant stress, it's like getting your amygdala stuck in high gear. Continual hijacks. We need to calm down. That's where relaxation comes in.
So this Daniel Golemen, who spoke about these windows of opportunity, he said that by remaining calm and relaxed, we have 3 windows of opportunity. And these 3 windows of opportunity, one is to do something to change our circumstances. And if we're not able to do that, then change the way we perceive our circumstances. And if we're not able to do that, then change the way we respond to our circumstances. So it's really about an inner change, an internal change we need to do, right, to help ourselves overcome whatever difficulties we're experiencing, because not every circumstance is within our control. We can't always change our circumstances. Changing our circumstances could be like, for example, if you're working for a company and you're not happy in your job, your boss is a terrible person, they underpay you, overwork you, scream at you, scold you, and never say thank you to you. Do you like to stay in that kind of job? Of course not. Change your circumstances. Do what? Change your job. So when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. How can we change ourselves for the better? How can we actually cultivate and find happiness, peace and happiness? I'll share with you one simple little tip. This is the emotional side of it. 3 things lead to happiness. First, forgiveness of the past. Learn to forgive the past, because if not, we cling on to the past, and the past is filled with things that are hurting us. Then we are continuing to hurt us. Then we will not have happiness. Next, look around yourself. There's so many things happening that is a blessing in your life. Be grateful, be thankful for blessings in your life, right? And finally, whatever it is that you're going to do, any thought that you may carry, any speech you're going to make, any act you're going to do, please do it with kindness. And you will be able to change your life for the better. Forgive the past and let go, not cling on to anything that hurts you. Be grateful for the stuff around you, and your gratitude will make you realize life is such a blessing. There's so much hope in it. One of the greatest, when you're in a state of despair, the greatest thing you can have is hope. And hope comes from being grateful for all the blessings that you've had. Then you will realize that more blessings can come. And then, whatever it is you do, what goes around comes around. Do it with kindness. Everything you do with kindness, you will get back kindness in your life, one way or another.